Good morning, I'm Stephanie Tsai in New York, and we've got a very busy business day. Facebook may file papers for its IPO, and we're getting some key indicators on the economy. Joining me now to discuss all the business headlines this morning is Ellen Breitman from Bloomberg TV. Hey, Ellen, great to see you.
Hey, Stephanie, good morning.
So already out this morning, the ADP unemployment report, it shows 170,000 jobs added in January. Which sectors in particular are showing strength?
So it was definitely services doing well, but manufacturing also added jobs, 10,000 there, and very key, it was really the small businesses that were the driver of job creation. And do want to point out 170,000, it's positive, that's a good thing, but it is less than had been expected by the economists we surveyed. As well, the prior month was revised lower, and we always watch ADP because it comes 2 days before the government jobs report. Economists we surveyed, the median estimate there is for 145,000 jobs to have been created. So, you know, we're seeing that growth. Unfortunately, looks like potentially it's slowing down.
Okay, the real buzz on the street today is the fact that Facebook is filing for its IPO. Give us the latest developments on this deal and what we might learn when the paperwork actually comes in.
Facebook IPO, really? All right, you're right. Everyone is talking about this. What we want to know is how are they valuing the company? Because what we're hearing is between $75 and $100 billion. If you look at that based on the sales number that the company brings in, you're talking about a much more massive and rich valuation than companies like Google, even Apple. We're looking to see how much of the company it's looking to sell. Previously, we'd been hearing $10 billion it was looking to raise. Now we're hearing more in the range of $5 billion. Of course, we want to know when that sale is going to happen as well. So we're waiting for the paperwork to be filed.
Waiting with bated breath, I think, everyone. Even those of us not on Wall Street.
I was going to say, sorry, that we do know Morgan Stanley is the lead banker on the deal there. So,
right.
You know, a coup for that firm in terms of being the leader here.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. Plans for the New York Stock Exchange's parent company to merge with the Deutsche Börse have been blocked now. Was this a surprise, and is it going to affect traders in any way?
Right. This is European leaders here who have put the kibosh on this. We did report a few weeks ago that this was likely going to happen. So the exchanges had fair warning, investors had fair warning, the traders had fair warning. And the companies today say basically they are focusing on standalone strategies. They're negotiating to terminate the deal. And the NYSE Euronext exchange chief executive is considering whether or not to appeal. I was chatting with my colleague Dom Chu, who's a former trader, in terms of what does this mean for the average trader. And he said, you know, day to day right now, really not so much. And it really just shows that continued trend, no matter what happens, to more of the trading happening electronically and not there on the floor of the exchange.
Okay, let's turn to earnings. And among the companies reporting earnings today, Chipotle, Fiat, which now owns Chrysler, and Whirlpool. Let's start with the report on Chrysler. It sounds like they're on a roll.
Yeah, Chrysler really doing better, and it's part of this continued resurgence that we're seeing when it comes to the auto industry in general. In fact, Chrysler January sales were up 44%. Profit in the most recent quarter did beat expectations, and Fiat, which is the majority owner there of Chrysler, now saying it expects profit to surge up to 88% this year, and a lot of that there being driven by Chrysler. In terms of Chipotle, that number expected after the close today. I just took a look at the analyst estimates. The median number there is for those profits to be up 25%. So folks liking and looking for some big numbers from Chipotle.
Okay, well, Amazon reported after the bell yesterday, so let's talk about that. Profits were down sharply. Was this a result of the Kindle, or was there something else going on?
Yeah, Kindle's a big part of the story because what's emerged with the Kindle, especially as it moved toward making and starting to sell the Fire, is that it's selling it really for a loss. And the idea here is it's a long-term strategy for Jeff Bezos, for the CEO, that they're going to make money on the content. Well, that's not happening as quickly or as much as had been expected. So, for example, sales surged, but not as much as expected for the company. And as you said, that profit there did decline. The other issue going on is the company's investing a lot in marketing. It's doing this Amazon Prime, where it's trying to get folks to pay a flat fee, annual fee for shipping. thinking that they'll come in and buy more products, but it's not happening as quickly as had been expected. And Amazon shares really taking a hit this morning. Last time I looked, down about 11%.
Wow. Okay. Talking about another big brand, Esprit. They're closing all their North American stores. Are they a victim of the economy or of changing tastes? I remember how big they were when I was growing up in the 80s.
I know. I had a favorite necklace I bought at a store in California when I was a teenager that
still
I remember
have it.
vividly. I was thinking about today. What's happening is part of that consumer concern story here in the U.S. Also, the company, when it comes to overseas, has been working on beefing up its marketing and designing team and hiring a bunch of new designers. So it's really kind of a coupled story in terms of the reason here. And the company has been unprofitable in North America. So, you know, it's really part of that trend, but also story-specific, company-specific issues going on.
Okay, I know it's a busy one for you. Anything else you're going to be watching specifically today?
You know, it's all about Facebook. We're watching it. We're also watching the auto sales numbers very closely as well. And, you know, the market stocks are doing real well today. It's part of this global trend. People are feeling optimistic today about manufacturing. Some good numbers out of China as part of that story.
Ellen Braitman from Bloomberg TV, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.